Good morning, it's Pastor Brian, and it's time to dig deeper into our message from yesterday here at Friendship Baptist. Yesterday morning we talked about, and we actually blew the shofar, and we talked about the importance in Jewish history and even still today of sounding the trumpet, sounding the alarm as we ring in the new year, but also we celebrate who God is. And we also talked about different ways that and reasons that the shofar was blown, and we talked about how important it was to draw closer to God in the new year. Yesterday we talked about the shofar and reasons that they would blow the shofar. In Exodus 19 it said they would blow the shofar to gather at Sinai, Mount Sinai. In Leviticus 25 they blew it to proclaim the year of Jubilee, and that's freedom, a time of freedom. We talked about that yesterday, the importance of crying out to God for freedom from sin and the bondage of sin. But in Joshua chapter 6, as Joshua and the children of Israel marched around the walls of Jericho in Joshua 6, they blew the trumpets before the ark, and we see that. But as I was doing our children's sermon yesterday, we talked about the different sounds of the shofar, and I showed this little shofar, and I shared with our children about how they would blow this, and it was called, if I've got this right, I'm not a Jewish expert by any means, but it was called the teruah, and it was to be three broken blows on the shofar, or cries, representing crying out to God. And you know, a lot of times we're not feeling very celebratory, are we? Even in the new year, we're not feeling very celebratory. If you're like me, you've been sick. If you're like our church family, you've gone through difficult times of loss, and we just feel like crying out to God. And we blew the shofar, and it symbolized, and it was to sound like a cry out to God. And it was to symbolize that, the importance of crying out to God. And that's a part of our year too. That's a part of our daily lives as well. The Bible said in Psalm 34:17, the righteous cry out and the Lord hears. And maybe that's where we are today. We need to just cry out to God and give to God our burdens and plead with the Lord, because the Bible says He hears. And not only does He hear, but He answers in His perfect will and in His perfect way. And so maybe that's where you are today. You're not feeling real celebratory. You're feeling like just pouring out your heart to God. Well, guess what? We probably need to do that every day. I know I do. So let's make that a part of our week. I pray God will bless you. We know He's going to hear you, and I pray that He will bless you. And I thank you for your faithfulness to our church family. We look forward to our service on Wednesday night with Miss Naomi Tate at 6:30. Join us. We love you. Pray you have a blessed week.